conclusion is whether it is routine for the Chief of Defense Forces to go and inspect construction of classrooms. Was this a plan within the military, or was it a directive? There are many questions which beg answers. Even the visual images of that accident, I don't want to say anything more that may prejudice investigations. They leave us with anxiety and answers.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Home of Politics. Continue supporting me, subscribing, liking, sharing the opinions in the comment section. Turn on the notification button so that you remain updated. My good people, about the sad news of the death of several militants who died on an air crash, it has brought a lot of ideas, and it is a normal thing. When something happens, everybody has his or her own opinion, and a lot of questions usually rise, especially to determine the cause of the problem. And so, up to now, the investigation is underway. It has not yet been released about the cause, but the investigation is underway of the cause of the air crash. But according to how things are just burning, like it's hot air everywhere, because people are speculating about the cause and the intentions of the death of the late General Ogolla Francis and the other senior most militants who died in that chopper. Different leaders, different people, especially on social media, are talking and different stories relating this death with something like conspiracy. Others are talking like it is something that was arranged and organized to go and finish these guys. But up to now, we don't know where the fact lies, because there's no any conclusion that have been made out of the investigation that the government has promised to go over it.
The very sad and tragic death of General Francis Ogolla, a fine general who has served to secure us from external aggression as Kenyans for a period of over 42 years, reminds me of statements that have been issued in the recent past of Mambo ni Matatu, a very unfortunate statement. A statement that he tried to overthrow my win, and we still await an explanation as to what that meant. It reminds me of the death of Tom Mboya, of the death of Honorable Robert Oko, the death of Othiambo Bai, Dr. Othiambo Bai, the death of Chris Musando, the death of Jacob Juma. It reminds me of the death of over 70 young men who were killed last year during demonstrations for the sole reason that they said that their sufurias were empty. The cost of living is unbearable. It reminds me of the attempted killing of the former Prime Minister, Raila Amolo Odinga. And this brings us to a situation where we must ask ourselves some very difficult questions and a very difficult conversation that we must have as a country. This is a very high price for one tribe in Kenya, the whole community, to pay. It's a good time to say enough is enough.
Ladies and gentlemen, that one was Jeremiah Kioni, one of the principals of Azimio la Umoja Coalition. He was just from visiting the late General Ogolla's home to condole with them and the family of the bereaved when they gave out a statement, and he went ahead to record himself about what he is feeling on this issue of the air crash. And so we see it is something that people are complaining. We know that death comes with pain, and pain is being expressed in different ways. Lamentations are there. People mourn in different styles. There are some who will not talk, but they will be stressed deep inside. But there are some of the people who will talk and speak their minds, express their feelings on how they are feeling the pain of the death of their beloved ones. And so this Jeremiah Kioni is one of the people who is mourning this late General Ogolla Francis, but he is speculating this cause of their death as something to have been organized and targeting one community. This is Luo community. He's going ahead talking about the death of Tom Mboya, the death of Odhiambo Mbai, Robert Ouko. We also saw, he said, this death of Ogolla, tried assassination of Raila Odinga. I think that one was during the demonstration. And lastly, the massive killings that we witnessed during the demonstration, whereby they said there was profiling, ethnic profiling, whereby most of the youths from the Luo community were the ones who lost their lives. And so Jeremiah Kioni, despite mourning or expressing pain in this issue of the air crash, he is coming out with another narrative that this air crash was planned and is targeting some senior-most leaders from a certain community. This one is from Luo community. It is not Jeremiah Kioni alone. We have other leaders like Babu Owino who lamented very, very painfully on his ex recently on his ex account or on Twitter, whereby he posted and he was complaining so much. He wrote, RIP CDF Ogolla, my condolences to your family. Congratulations to the next Kalenjin CDF. I'm happy for you and your family. You won, but at what cost? You won, but at what cost? RIP legend Raila Odinga, CDF Ogolla Nyakundi chief. And then he tagged along the photo of the late General Ogolla Francis and the photo of the President William Samoei Ruto. This shows that at least how he is mourning and expressing his pain, there is some connection to do with eliminating this Francis Ogolla, of which there are just some of the allegations, opinions, and how you think, and people demand to know their cause because they are asking a lot of questions to see what is the way forward. Apart from that, this Babu Owino has asked a lot of questions, and these questions are some of the questions that are bringing in different ideas as to how the death found these soldiers. And we see one of the questions was, where was the defense force sergeant major? Where was the army commander? So many questions there. And was it necessary maybe if this General Ogolla could go to inspect those projects? Was it compulsory? We have also seen some of the people on social media. I'll just find one. Some of the people on social media have just posted. We see this is one of them. He calls himself the government critics. The death of Tom Mboya, Robert Ouko, Odhiambo Mbai, and General Francis Ogolla looks relatable. So they are associating those occasions, even if they occurred in different time of or the period in years, but they say it is related. There has also been many attempted assassination on one Raila Odinga, but the guy outsmarted them. Seems Luos have to pay the price for the true hegemony to rule. Time to say enough is enough. He also went along tagging the photos of the late Tom Mboya, Robert Ouko, and Ogolla. Yeah. So according to how people are just thinking otherwise, it is good to express your feelings, your emotions, but let the pain not drive you crazy, because whatever you are alleging, you must prove. And this is Kenya, because even if pain is taking somebody to mourn to an extent of what, people should be responsible with their words. We don't know if this one is just a theory that has just came up of late, that there is targeting one community, this Luo community, or a conspiracy against Luo community or Luo senior most leaders. But people should be very careful. Let us wait for the investigation, and all the allegations that are being made is just good to be sure with what you are talking, because you don't know the investigation will start from which angle and finish with what angle. Because if you see a leader like Babowino is just doing it courageously, he's an MP, he's and some people are saying that he's bringing politics into things like accidents, because of late we have witnessed a lot of accidents, may it be by accident on roads, in air. We have also been witnessing floods carrying people, and those are some of accidents that are happening in Kenya. And so, purporting that the death of these senior officers in military was arranged, organized, and executed, then that one is something that is bringing out negativity on the nation, and whoever alleges must prove. And so, up to now, we are just confused because everybody is expressing their own opinions. We do not know what is the way forward, which is the fact, because up to now, the government has not yet released the report about their investigation on the cause of the air crash. Otherwise, my good people, about your opinion, I'll be very glad to see them on how people are taking this mourning period, because people should be very careful. And saying that one community is being targeted, I think that one we should avoid it, because Kenya is one, and profiling a Luo community is not a good thing at all. Death is happening, and we are witnessing every community is dying, every tribe is dying. Whether you are a leader, you are a junior, whether you are a nobody, death is just something that is inevitable. And so, my good people, as we observe this period of the respect to those people who left us, then let us be very careful during our mourning and expressing our feelings, because whatever you will allege, that is what you must prove if you are sure with what you are saying. Otherwise, my good people, what do you think about this issue that people are talking about profiling of Luo community? Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a good day.